However, no matter how hard they tried to hide, we see them, and we have seen them from the very beginning. From the first steps towards the KGB's revenge, they thought that they were safe behind the scenes, but they failed to notice that they were standing on the side of the stage, brightly illuminated by the spotlights of truth, where we observe their every move. What you hear today is just a description of one example, one scheme of the KGB's actions within their grand revenge strategy. Their global tactic is to establish their control over the media space of our society. The KGB cast a wide net of precedent persecutions to catch those representatives of the media sphere who possess the characteristics the KGB needs, those who will be convenient for their manipulations. Through their agents, the KGB offers them the way to earn money easily by reprinting a slanderous article referring to someone who has already written something similar. Moreover, there is a pretext, the fight against an allegedly occult organization. They believe that responsibility for defamation, if anything, can be shifted to those who previously wrote about it, and in extreme cases, they can refer to the unintentional distortion of facts. The media representatives involved in writing and publishing discrediting materials about Allatra as part of the KGB's global strategy are essentially accomplices in their large-scale strategy to destroy the foundations of our society's democracy. Look again at the timeline of defamatory publications. It clearly shows how, with each new wave, the volume of materials increases, meaning the network of recruited agents who have conspired with the KGB is growing. Why do we assert this? We know how the KGB Hydra will exploit these recruited agents in the future. They are used for much more dangerous purposes than destroying an organization's reputation. At any moment, the KGB can sic their henchmen journalists, like their fighting dogs, against the necessary public figure, initiative, or party, against any politician, against any government, in any country. With collaborators in their arsenal in various media sectors in different countries worldwide, the KGB can control not only the masses' moods, but also events in the global geopolitical arena. By directing media narratives in the key necessary for their strategy, they can remove certain politicians from the arena, bring them back to the arena, put new ones in, arrange confrontations between them, and bring confusion to the economic, diplomatic, and geopolitical relations of countries. This is a multi-level, refined game of the KGB, during which, as a shadow force, they exert their invisible influence on the geopolitical world landscape. And then we wonder, where do all these conflicts in the world come from? Why so much chaos? Why are there so many utterly illogical decisions and statements, as well as confusing geopolitical steps by key global politicians? The answer lies in the effortless exploitation of corrupt individuals who trade their honor and conscience, who dismiss democracy and freedom of speech, and who sell their children's future for 30 KGB pieces of silver, becoming collaborators. Through such people, the KGB octopus launches its tentacles into our consciousness, turning us into puppets whose actions ultimately contribute to the destruction of our nations. In the psychophysical laboratories of the KGB, an entire scheme has been developed for manipulating global events solely through the insertion of desired narratives into the media space. This manipulation is not easily noticeable at first glance. It occurs through seemingly insignificant shifts in the rhetoric of publications, television channels, media, platforms, and journalists who are part of their agent network. Moreover, the semantic shift in the narrative may go unnoticed even by the official owners of a particular media outlet, who are convinced that they are the ones setting the tone of the narrative on their platforms. However, the KGB knows how to remain unnoticed and, through its agents, insert a specific message into a specific context in the media to evoke the desired thought and reaction, not just for the masses, but specifically from the target audience. And it knows how to direct this audience towards a specific target action. Of course, to detect such subtleties of information manipulation by the KGB, it is necessary to conduct an extremely detailed analysis. And I urge all those with a keen mind, analytical ability, and critical perception of information to do so. Let me give you some guidance on what to pay attention to. I'll explain using an example. If we take a journalist who participated in discriminatory campaigns against Alatra and carefully analyze their materials before and after this incident, we will discover some patterns. Firstly, there is a high probability that the materials published after the journalist recruitment will have non-standard or uncharacteristic formulations, phrases, and expressions. Sometimes it may be just one phrase per article, but it stands out from the overall rhetoric the journalist adhered to before this time. Secondly, it may be noticed that the journalist abruptly, without apparent reason, shifted to covering a certain topic that was not characteristic of their activities before. Such disruptions in rhetoric can occur shortly before and after the appearance of materials discrediting Alatra. Changes in the journalist's rhetoric may often concern political topics, but not always. Primarily, the messages or narratives identifying influence from the KGB are associated with causing the reader-viewer to doubt something or someone and to experience negative emotions such as outrage, indignation, pessimism, or aggression. However, undoubtedly, the KGB often utilizes recruited journalists and media platforms not only in such sophisticated tactics, but also in more direct political manipulations, aimed at discrediting certain politicians, influencing elections in one country or another, or achieving other political changes necessary within the framework of a global strategy of revenge.